Chosen one, stop for a moment and listen closely. A divine meeting is about to take place, and very few know about it. Heaven has been preparing this gathering long before you were born. It's not a conference, it's not a revival, and it's not announced on any earthly platform. This meeting is sacred, a secret assembly of those who have been sealed by God for this final hour. The number is not random. It is written 144,000, a symbol of divine completion and covenantal perfection. Have you ever felt that deep sense of separation? Like no matter how hard you try, you just don't fit into this world? That's not a flaw, it's a divine sign. You've been hidden for a reason. You've been set apart for a time when heaven would call its elect into alignment. Maybe you've been asking yourself, why do I feel this heavy stirring in my spirit lately? Or, why do I sense that something big is coming? That's because you're hearing the sound of the coming assembly. This gathering isn't physical, it's spiritual. Before it manifests on earth, it's being prepared in the heavenly realm. Angels are being assigned. Territories are being marked. The chosen ones are being awakened one by one, not by men, but by the Spirit of God. Each person has a unique function in the final assignment, but not everyone who calls themselves chosen will be called to this meeting. Only those who have endured the season of hiding, purification, and silence are being summoned. Chosen one, what if I told you that your current season of isolation was God's way of preparing you for this divine counsel? What if every delay, rejection, and misunderstanding was part of heaven's strategy to make sure you are ready when your name is called? Would you still doubt that your pain had purpose? Stay with me, because as we go deeper, you'll understand why this meeting matters more than any event in human history. Chosen one, before any soldier is called to battlefield, he must first be marked by his commander. The same is true for the 144,000. Before they gather, they must be sealed not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. This seal is invisible to men, but visible to angels. It identifies you as heaven's property, a carrier of divine authority, and one who cannot be touched by the enemy's deception. Have you noticed that while others chase fame and comfort, your spirit longs for something deeper? That's because you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to carry a mark that separates you. The enemy can recognize it. That's why the attacks increased. That's why isolation became necessary. You were not being punished. You were being purified. The wilderness became your training ground, preparing you for a gathering that the world will not understand. Scripture records that the servants of God were sealed before judgment touched the earth. The sealing comes before the revealing. Many are praying for visibility, but heaven is saying, not yet, until the seal is complete. The chosen are being refined through fire, not to destroy them, but to remove every trace of impurity that could corrupt their assignment. When the seal is complete, divine instructions will begin to flow like living water. Chosen one, are you ready to be marked by heaven's fire? Are you willing to let go of everything that doesn't align with your calling? Because once you are sealed, there's no going back to the life you once knew. The seal is a covenant, a spiritual signature that sets you apart for eternity. When that mark rests upon you, heaven recognizes you and hell fears you. Chosen one, the sound has already gone forth, the call of awakening. Heaven's trumpet isn't made of brass or silver, it's made of spirit. And even now, those with ears to hear are beginning to sense the vibration in their souls. It comes as a deep restlessness, an unexplainable stirring that won't let you settle in comfort zones anymore. The meeting of the 144,000 isn't random. It's a call to those who have been spiritually asleep to rise and take their position. Have you been feeling distant from the things you used to enjoy? Do you find it hard to connect with people who no longer share your hunger for God's presence? That's because your spirit is being elevated. The frequency of your calling has changed, and heaven is tuning you to a higher dimension. You may not have understood it, but the divine signal has already been released. Those who are meant to hear it will respond, not by emotion, but by revelation. This awakening is not loud. It's subtle yet powerful. It's happening in prayer rooms, in quiet walks, in moments of solitude where the Spirit whispers, "It's time." Some will ignore the call, distracted by the noise of the world, but those who are sensitive will rise in obedience. God is not looking for the popular. He's looking for the prepared. He's not calling the influential. He's calling the faithful. Chosen one, will you answer the call when it comes? Will you silence the noise long enough to hear his instruction? Because this is not the time for distraction. This is the hour of positioning. Every chosen one who awakens strengthens the spiritual army. Every obedient response adds power to the collective light. If this word is confirming what you've already felt, comment, "I hear the call." Like and share this message so other chosen ones can awaken. And remember to subscribe, because the next revelation will show what happens after the call is answered. Chosen one, before a great revelation, heaven always sends a whisper. Those who rush miss it, but those who wait in stillness hear it clearly. The preparation for this divine meeting is already underway, not on earth, but in the unseen. The whisper God is moving through his chosen vessels, giving silent instructions and subtle alignments. Only those who walk closely with him can discern it. Have you been feeling drawn to prayer more than usual? Have you found yourself waking up at odd hours with a burden that you can't explain? That's not coincidence. It's the Spirit of God prompting you. He's preparing your heart to receive information that can't be spoken in noise. Some of the greatest moves of God begin in whispers before they shake the nations. The same way he called Samuel by name in the stillness of night, he is now calling you. Preparation is not about doing more. It's about becoming more. Heaven is cleansing motives, purifying hearts, and sharpening discernment. God is saying, "I will not pour new wine into old wineskins." The chosen must learn to walk in divine sensitivity. Every moment of silence, every delay, and every unanswered prayer is part of your preparation. You are not being ignored. You're being trained to hear what others cannot hear. Chosen one, what if the reason you haven't moved yet is because heaven hasn't released your next instruction? What if your current posture of waiting is not punishment, but positioning? Don't despise this quiet season. It's where divine whispers become sacred instructions. When you learn to hear in silence, you'll never be confused by the noise. Chosen one, listen carefully. The meeting of the 144,000 isn't happening in one place on earth. It's happening in the Spirit. Even now, chosen vessels across nations are being drawn together by an invisible thread of divine alignment. They don't know each other by name, but their spirits recognize one another in prayer, in vision, and in the Word. This is a hidden network of heaven, a spiritual fellowship formed by divine appointment. Have you ever come across someone online or in real life, and your spirit instantly bore witness that they were chosen too? That's not coincidence. The same Spirit working in you is at work in them. The gathering of the 144,000 is not about proximity. It's about frequency. God is tuning his people to the same spiritual wavelength. So when the time comes, they will move as one body, unified, powerful, unstoppable. This is the generation of alignment. The Spirit of God is synchronizing hearts and minds. Prophets are receiving similar dreams. Intercessors are feeling the same burden, and watchmen are hearing the same trumpet sound, though they've never met. The power of this meeting lies not in their faces, but in their obedience. Heaven is uniting what the world cannot divide. When the signal is given, these chosen ones will arise in perfect order, each fulfilling their divine assignment. Chosen one, do you sense that spiritual pull, that invisible tug connecting you to others who burn with the same fire? That's heaven's signal. Don't ignore it. You are part of something much bigger than yourself. When you pray, you strengthen others you've never met. When you obey, you activate a chain reaction across the kingdom. The 144,000 are already gathering, not in buildings but in spirit. Chosen one, before a soldier marches to war, he's sent through training the world doesn't see. Heaven has been secretly training its elite, not in comfort, but in warfare. Your struggles, delays, and disappointments were not random. They were part of your divine preparation. You were being forged in fire for a mission that requires spiritual resilience and unwavering faith. Have you noticed that while others live freely, your life feels restricted? That's because the chosen are not allowed to live carelessly. Every test you faced was heaven's curriculum, teaching endurance, patience, and discernment. While others complained, you were learning how to hear God in the storm. While others ran from pressure, you were discovering the power of stillness. Every scar you carry is a lesson sealed in your spirit. Heaven's training is never public. God hides his best warriors until the appointed time. You may have wondered, Lord, why are you keeping me in the background? But what you didn't realize is that your hidden season is your qualification. In the secret place, God teaches his chosen how to conquer quietly before they lead loudly. He trains you through rejection, matures you through loss, and refines you through fire. Chosen one, what if every pain you've endured was a lesson designed to make you undefeatable? What if heaven's delay was really a setup for divine promotion? You are not behind schedule, you're right on time. When this training is complete, the world will see what heaven has been building in silence. If you've been in a hidden season, comment, Lord, finish your work in me. Like and share this video so other chosen ones can endure their process with hope. Subscribe, because in the next chapters, we'll uncover what happens when heaven begins to release those who have been trained in secret. Chosen one, heaven is releasing a sound, not a noise that the ears can catch, but a spiritual frequency only the awakened can perceive. That sound is the activation call. Every chosen one who has been trained, sealed, and prepared is now beginning to feel it in their spirit. It's like a sudden quickening, a sense that you must move, though you don't know where. That's not anxiety. That's heaven's trumpet calling you into motion. Have you felt lately that God is stirring you to rise, even though you don't know what's next? Have you noticed divine opportunities appearing out of nowhere, as if unseen hands are guiding your steps? This is not coincidence. It's activation. God is aligning divine connections, opening strategic doors, and creating paths that only the chosen can walk through. You're not imagining the urgency. Heaven is mobilizing its army. In every generation, there comes a time when the hidden must be revealed. The activation of the 144,000 is that moment. They won't need recognition from men, because heaven will validate their authority. When God activates his chosen, every limitation that once held them back begins to break. The Spirit breathes upon them, and suddenly, what they struggled to do becomes effortless. Every seed planted during the season of training begins to bear fruit. Chosen one, what if this restlessness you feel isn't discomfort, but divine timing? What if heaven is saying, now is your time to rise? Don't resist the pull, follow the signal. The same Spirit that trained you is now summoning you. This is not the moment to shrink back in fear. This is the hour to step forward in obedience. Chosen one, The time has come when those marked by heaven will begin to recognize one another. You won't need introductions. Your spirits will confirm it. Just as iron sharpens iron, the chosen will find the chosen. In workplaces, in ministries, even in unexpected places, divine connections are forming. The world will call it coincidence, but you will know it's prophecy unfolding. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt peace, like your spirit had known them forever? That's the mark recognizing the mark. The 144,000 carry a shared spiritual DNA, one that heaven recognizes and the enemy fears. This connection is not based on titles, background, or culture. It's built purely on divine purpose. God is creating a supernatural network of believers who move in unity without ever meeting in person. These connections are not casual. They are strategic. When the marked come together, spiritual authority multiplies. That's why the enemy tries to isolate you with discouragement and misunderstanding, because he fears what happens when chosen ones unite. But no force can stop what God has already ordained. The 144,000 are not gathering for comfort. They're gathering for conquest. Chosen one, can you feel the pull toward those who carry the same fire? Have you noticed that your circle is changing, that old connections are fading while new divine alignments are forming? That's because heaven is pruning your relationships to make room for covenant ones. Don't fight it. The recognition is happening because the time of divine collaboration has come. Chosen one, this is the moment everything begins to make sense. After years of silence, preparation, and isolation, the commission has come. The 144,000 are not called to sit quietly. They're called to be divine witnesses on the earth. Heaven is issuing assignments right now. The Spirit of God is releasing clarity and direction. Some will be sent into nations, others into digital spaces, others into intercession. Each one has a territory to influence. Have you noticed how your desires are changing? The things that once satisfied, you no longer hold weight. You're beginning to crave purpose more than pleasure. That's a sign that your commission is near. The Spirit is stripping away distractions so you can hear instructions. Heaven doesn't send the unprepared. That's why you had to wait this long. Every experience, every test, every delay was training for your divine mission. The commission doesn't come with applause. It comes with authority. When God commissions you, He backs you with power. Doors will open not because of your strength, but because of divine assignment. Every chosen one who receives their commission carries the light of truth wherever they go. This is how the kingdom advances, not through noise, but through obedience. Chosen one, are you ready to receive your assignment? Can God trust you to carry His message even when the world rejects you? This is not the hour to doubt your calling. This is the hour to walk in it boldly. Heaven is looking for willing vessels. And if you're hearing this, it means your name is on a list. If you're ready to walk in your divine assignment, comment, "I accept the commission." Like and share this video so others can take their place in the mission, and subscribe, because the next chapters will reveal how God empowers the 144,000 to execute their assignments with supernatural precision. Chosen one, when God sends a messenger, He always clothes them with power. The meeting of the 144,000 will not just be a gathering of souls. It will be a transfer of mantles. Each chosen vessel will receive the spiritual authority required for their mission. Just like Elijah's mantle fell upon Elisha, mantles are now being released from heaven to empower a new generation of end-time carriers of light. Have you ever felt a sudden surge of spiritual boldness, as if a new strength awakened inside you? That's a sign your mantle is near. Some have been timid for years, afraid to speak or act, but now the Spirit is igniting courage within them. Heaven is saying, the time for silence is over. The same power that rested on the prophets of old is now being distributed among the chosen. Mantles don't fall randomly. They find hearts that have been purified through obedience. Many pray for power, but few are willing to be purified. The 144,000 have endured the fire, and now they will walk in a power that cannot be imitated or bought. This isn't the energy of ambition. It's the energy of divine purpose. When this mantle rests upon you, your words will pierce hearts, your prayers will shift atmospheres, and your presence will carry weight. Chosen one, are you ready to receive your mantle? Can heaven trust you with influence that will not make you proud, but humble you even more? Remember, power without purity is corruption, but power with humility becomes transformation. The mantle you carry will confirm your calling and accelerate your destiny. Chosen one, as the power increases, so does the resistance. That's why heaven equips its chosen ones with spiritual armor, not made of steel, but of light. The world may not see it, but the realms of darkness tremble before it. Every chosen one who has been sealed and mantled is now being clothed in divine protection. This is not symbolic. It's real spiritual defense forged by righteousness and truth. Have you noticed lately that things that used to shake you no longer move you? That's because you're being clothed with the armor of light. Where fear once lived, faith now stands. Where confusion once reigned, discernment now leads. You've been through enough battles to recognize that spiritual warfare isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent endurance that crushes the enemy under your feet. The armor of light is not something you put on once. It's something you become. When the Word of God is alive in you, darkness cannot penetrate you. The enemy will test your mind, your faith, and your relationships, but every attack will only reveal how unshakable you become. Heaven is fortifying its chosen, ensuring that no weapon formed against them will prosper. Chosen one, can you sense this divine strengthening within? That's not pride, it's spiritual maturity. God is making you unbreakable, not for comfort, but for conquest. The more light you carry, the harder it becomes for darkness to even approach you. Stay armored, stay alert, stay anchored in truth. Chosen one, heaven never sends warriors into battle without strategy. The 144,000 are not scattered. They are divinely positioned. Each one is being instructed by the Holy Spirit to move with precision and timing. The world may think it's chaos, but in the Spirit it's perfect order. Every chosen one has a unique mission, but all are connected to one heavenly blueprint. Have you felt lately that your steps are being divinely guided, that even detours are leading you to purpose? That's not coincidence. That's the strategy of heaven unfolding. God is orchestrating your connections, opportunities, and assignments in ways you may not understand right now. He's aligning you with people and moments that carry prophetic purpose. Heaven's strategy is always layered in wisdom. While the world chases visibility, the chosen move in discernment. While others rush to speak, the chosen wait for instruction. The Spirit of God is teaching the 144,000 how to move silently, but effectively, accomplishing much without seeking attention. They will shift systems, transform cultures, and influence nations without boasting about it. Chosen one, can you trust heaven's timing even when you don't see the full picture? Can you move by faith, not by sight? The strategy of heaven often looks illogical to man, but it always leads to victory. Every no you received was part of heaven's redirection. Every delay was divine choreography for a greater impact. If you're ready to follow heaven's plan without questioning it, comment, Lord, guide my steps. like this message to align yourself with divine wisdom, and subscribe. Because in the next chapters, we'll unveil how heaven begins to manifest the signs and wonders that confirm this gathering. Chosen one, what was once hidden is about to be revealed. The 144,000 are stepping out from obscurity into visibility, not for fame, but for divine assignment. The world will soon witness manifestations that can't be explained by science or logic. Miracles, revelations, and prophetic insight will flow effortlessly from those who once felt invisible. The unveiling has begun. Have you ever felt like people overlooked you, as though your potential was hidden behind closed doors? That's because heaven was keeping you concealed until the right time. God never unveils his chosen before the stage is ready. Every closed door was divine protection, not rejection. Now, the same people who ignored you will witness the power of God flowing through you. When heaven unveils the chosen, it's not to display talent, it's to reveal authority. The Spirit of God will confirm your assignment through evidence. The prophetic words you've carried in silence will start manifesting in real time. What you once prayed for in tears, you'll now command with power. The 144,000 won't just speak about God. They will demonstrate his reality to a doubting world. Chosen one, are you prepared for visibility? Can you handle being seen without losing your humility? The unveiling is not a reward, it's a responsibility. God doesn't promote for applause, he promotes for impact. When you step into the spotlight, stay anchored in the secret place that produced your anointing. Chosen one, every unveiling invites confrontation. When light appears, darkness reacts. The 144,000 are being sent as divine lights into territories ruled by deception. But do not fear. For every attack, heaven has already provided protection. This confrontation is not about destruction, but demonstration. The power of light will expose every hidden agenda of darkness. Have you noticed how resistance seems to increase whenever you draw closer to God's purpose? It's not coincidence. The moment you begin to walk in light, darkness takes notice. But remember, the pressure you feel is proof of your progress. The enemy doesn't fight what doesn't threaten him. If your warfare has intensified, it's because your influence in the spirit has multiplied. This confrontation will not be fought with fear, but with faith. The 144,000 are being equipped to operate in love, truth, and divine authority. Their words will break chains. Their prayers will shift atmospheres. Their presence will silence demonic confusion. The confrontation will expose hidden lies, not through arguments, but through undeniable manifestations of God's presence. Chosen one, when the battle comes to your doorstep, will you remember who you are? Will you stand as light or shrink back into fear? This is not the season to compromise. Every time you walk in obedience, you weaken the power of darkness. Every time you speak truth, you advance heaven's kingdom. Stand firm, because your endurance is a weapon. Chosen one, heaven never forgets those who endure. The path of the chosen has always been marked by trials, misunderstandings, and long seasons of waiting. But the endurance was never wasted. Now comes the reward, not in material things, but in divine elevation and spiritual authority. Every tear you shed was a seed planted in the soil of destiny. Have you ever wondered if God noticed your pain, the nights you cried, the prayers that seemed unanswered? He did. Every act of faithfulness in secret was recorded in eternity. You didn't suffer for nothing. The endurance refined your character and strengthened your voice. Those who mocked you will soon realize you were in divine training all along. The 144,000 are entering their season of divine reward. God is releasing wisdom, influence and spiritual keys that will open nations. They will speak and environments will shift. They will pray and doors will open. The reward of endurance is not comfort, it's capacity. The more you endured, the greater your spiritual weight. You are now equipped to carry glory without breaking under it. Chosen one, can you sense the atmosphere around you changing? Can you feel the wind of elevation blowing? That's not emotion, that's divine recognition. Heaven is saying, well done. You stayed faithful when no one saw you. Now your voice will carry weight, and your obedience will bring deliverance to others. If this word speaks to your spirit, comment, my endurance was worth it, like this message, so others will not give up before their reward, and subscribe. Because in the next chapters, we'll uncover how the chosen are positioned for global impact as heaven's final witnesses. Chosen one. Every generation carries a sound that awakens destiny. The 144,000 are about to release a sound that will shake nations, not a noise, but divine frequency that only the Spirit can interpret. This sound will not come from instruments or choirs. It will come from within consecrated vessels whose voices have been purified in fire. Have you ever noticed how certain words or moments stir your spirit, as if something ancient within you recognizes them? That's the sound of destiny calling. The chosen carry heaven's vibration. When they speak, regions respond. Their words realign people, policies, and even the atmosphere. What was once considered ordinary speech will now carry supernatural resonance. The sound of the 144,000 will not be entertainment. It will be enforcement. Heaven will use their voices as weapons of alignment. Prophecies will echo through their declarations. Songs will carry healing frequencies. Prayers will break invisible barriers over entire cities. Nations that have ignored God will begin to tremble, not out of fear, but in holy awakening. Chosen one, what sound are you releasing? Do your words carry weight in the Spirit? It's time to refine your voice in worship, prayer, and truth. Your speech is not small. It's a spiritual instrument. Every time you speak in faith, heaven amplifies your sound. Keep your voice pure, because one word from you can shift the course of history. Chosen one, true influence is not measured by titles or thrones. It's measured by impact. The 144,000 are being positioned strategically across nations, in government, business, education, media, and the church. They won't always hold microphones or crowns, but their presence will shift the direction of history. This is how heaven governs silently. You might not have the recognition others have, yet doors keep opening in unexpected places. That's not coincidence. It's divine positioning. God hides his rulers in ordinary roles. The person sitting quietly in a meeting could be the one influencing the spirit of a city. The chosen don't need visibility to be effective. They move through obedience, not applause. The 144,000 will operate as divine ambassadors. Their wisdom will reform systems. Their ideas will carry divine intelligence. People will listen to them and not know why. It's because their words carry the fragrance of heaven. Even in hostile environments, their peace will command attention. Influence will flow through humility, not dominance. Chosen one, are you ready to lead from the shadows? Can you handle quiet influence without craving recognition? The kingdom advances through hidden generals, not loud kings. Heaven is teaching you to rule through revelation, not reaction. Stay faithful where you are planted, because the ground you're standing on might be your divine assignment. Chosen one, the time of isolation is coming to an end. The scattered lights of the 144,000 are beginning to find one another. It will not be through human networking, but through divine orchestration. like stars aligning in the night sky. Each chosen one will take their rightful position, forming a pattern that reveals heaven's design on earth. You may have felt alone for years, misunderstood, unseen, and separated from the crowd. But that isolation was preparation. God didn't hide you to punish you. He hid you to preserve your purity until your tribe was ready. Now, your spirit will begin to recognize others who carry the same frequency. When you meet them, it won't feel like introduction. It will feel like remembrance. The gathering of the 144,000 won't look like a physical convention. It will be a spiritual convergence. God will connect hearts, not platforms. Movements will merge, voices will harmonize, and global unity will emerge from divine obedience. This will be the army that speaks one language, the language of heaven's will. Chosen one, can you sense your tribe drawing near? The people you'll walk with are not coming to compete. They're coming to complete you. When divine connections appear, handle them with discernment. These alignments will birth new assignments, new revelations, and unstoppable influence across the earth. If your spirit feels a call of divine connection, comment, "My tribe is awakening," like this message so other chosen ones can find their light, and subscribe because the next chapters will unveil the final preparations before the secret meeting is revealed. Chosen one, before the great unveiling, there is always one last test. Every vessel chosen for divine purpose must pass through a final purification, not to destroy, but to refine. This is the moment when distractions vanish, alliances shift, and God removes the noise so his voice becomes unmistakable. The 144,000 are entering this final preparation phase right now. Have you noticed a sudden silence around you? People leaving, plans changing, doors closing that once felt open? Don't panic. This is divine reduction. God is trimming every branch that doesn't bear eternal fruit. You are being pruned for precision. Heaven is not interested in popularity. It is perfecting obedience. The chosen are learning to trust silence more than applause. This stage will demand total surrender. Old fears will rise for the last time, but so will new strength. God will expose what cannot enter the next level: bitterness, pride, self-doubt, comparison. Those who endure this refining will emerge like gold. They will not need validation because their spirit will carry heaven's endorsement. Every trial now has purpose. Every tear now carries oil. Chosen one, will you let God finish his work in you? This last refining is not punishment. It's a sign that heaven is almost ready to send you forth. Don't run from the fire. Embrace it. The greater the calling, the deeper the cleansing. Stay anchored in prayer and purity, for your next encounter will confirm your readiness. Chosen one, the time has come. Heaven has issued the summons. The secret meeting of the 144,000 is not a physical conference. It is a divine convergence in the spirit. While the world sleeps, heaven gathers its generals. The meeting will not be broadcast. It will be felt. It will happen in dreams, visions, and divine encounters. Have you ever felt a sudden spiritual stirring, like your spirit was being pulled into prayer at an unusual hour? That is how the chosen are being summoned across continents. Hearts will awaken at the same time. Some will weep, some will worship, and others will receive clear instructions from heaven. They won't understand why they're awake, but their spirit will know. In the secret meeting, heaven will release final strategies. Assignments will be transferred. Scrolls will be opened in the spirit. The 144,000 will receive wisdom that will guide nations, protect believers, and prepare the earth for divine visitation. Their authority will increase overnight. What they speak will happen swiftly because heaven will now confirm their words without delay. Chosen one, When your spirit senses is gathering, don't ignore it. Withdraw from distractions, quiet your mind, and listen closely. You may not hear an audible voice, but you'll feel the pull. This is your confirmation that you've been counted among those chosen to carry heaven's final instructions before the world shifts again. Chosen one, the meeting has concluded. The 144,000 have received their instructions. The season of hiding is over. Now begins the unveiling, when what was formed in secrecy will shine in authority. These are not ordinary people. They are spiritual pillars sent to preserve humanity from collapse. The earth will soon witness their impact. You will notice them not because of fame, but because of their fruit. Peace will follow them. Words from their mouths will heal nations. Systems will bow to divine wisdom. Wherever they go, confusion will dissolve and order will return. They won't announce themselves. Their light will make the announcement. This is the emergence of divine leadership. The 144,000 will stand as proof that God still governs the earth through chosen vessels. They will build altars of truth in the midst of deception. They will restore hope in broken places. And as they move, the glory of God will rest upon their shoulders, not as performance, but as a revelation. The chosen will not chase influence. Influence will chase them. Chosen one, are you ready to walk in full authority? The waiting season was not wasted. It was training. Now, rise in quiet confidence. Let your life preach louder than your words. You've been counted, confirmed, and commissioned. Walk as one who knows heaven stand behind you. If you know you are part of this end-time movement, comment, "I am among the chosen." Like this message so others can awaken to their divine purpose. And subscribe, because this is only the beginning of what heaven is revealing next.